Hey there, welcome back. Today I have a fun little show and tell and ramble for you. Last weekend, Justin and I upped our nerd cred. We earned a new nerd merit badge, as I like to say, by going to our first ever Renaissance Fair. We had never gone to such an event before. We went with a group of our friends and had a really great time. And I bought some cool things that I want to show you, and I want to tell you a little bit about the experience, and I'm just excited to share with you about it. It's been a while since I've done a video of showing you any new things or just kind of talking to you about an experience that I had or any kind of travel. This wasn't super travel because we didn't go too far away to go to it, but I just wanted to dive in and share with you. So first I will tell you that what I have on is kind of a recreation of what I wore to the Renn Fair. I wore this green dress with these kind of somewhat slightly flowy and fluffy sleeves, and it's a very cool fabric, which was nice because it was warm the day we went to the Renaissance Fair. And I wore my acorn earrings, and I did have my hair in a braid. My friend Stevie actually did a beautiful French braid in my hair all the way down the back of my hair, like a side braid, which was really cool. I don't quite have the braiding talent to do that for myself. She is starting to teach me, but I did do this little side braid just to give you the idea. And I will show you, this is not something new, this is something that I already had. I have these beautiful hairpins with leaves on them. I actually have 3 of them. I only have 2 here right now. These beautiful leaf hairpins that belonged to my grandmother. And so Stevie used these and pinned them throughout my braid in the back of my hairdo. So I had this sort of, woodland look going on with my green dress and my leaf hairpins in my hair, and then this other leaf clip that I have, which I bought at a fall festival a number of years ago. And I always like to wear this time of year. So I thought this would be kind of a fall-ish video for us to ease into some autumnal content, because the Renn Fair did have a very fall, autumnal feeling. So I wanted to show you these just because I think they're really pretty. Do a little bit of follow the leaves here. You can choose one to follow if you would like. I'm not wearing my earbuds for this video because some of the things I have to show you I think are going to be awkward enough without my headphones getting in the way. So hopefully my volume and my whispering and my soft speaking will be acceptable and pleasant to you in this video. I debated on whether to do this video, on whether to do a Renn Fair haul type video, because I do think that some of the items I want to show, I don't know how well they'll lend themselves to being held up to the camera, but I think they'll make some really cool sounds, and so I thought I would try. So my little disclaimer, I never like to apologize for my videos because I want to have free creative spirit and do whatever feels right to me in my videos. If I am a little awkward, I'm just acknowledging that now, and we'll have fun together and see how it goes. So I'm excited to share things with you. So let me see. Well, the first thing I will share is that it was quite a beautiful sunny day when we went to the Renaissance Fair, and so when we got there, it was quite sunny. I had brought a hat to wear to shade myself. As I have shared a little bit lately on this channel. I think I am in a new phase of my life where I am now very warm. I always used to be quite a cold person. I would always be chilly, and now that I am in my mid-40s and my body is going through changes and things are happening, I am now usually quite warm. So I have a hard time being in the sun for a long time. I get overheated. So one of the first vendors that we saw at the Renn Fair was selling parasols. These beautiful, botanically themed parasols. And that is something that I had actually been thinking about getting for myself to have as protection from the sun when I go on walks or when I go to events where I have to stand out in the sun. And I just thought that would be a very practical thing for me. So I didn't hesitate. I allowed myself to make a little investment in something here that I thought would serve me well. And so I bought this pretty purple parasol, which I will attempt to open here in a minute. I wanted to make some sounds with it first. And you all know that, I don't do a lot of haul videos because I'm not a big shopper, and I also I don't make it a habit to buy things specifically for my channel, to buy things just to be in a video. I like to use things from my household in my videos, and I try not to purchase a lot of things unless there's things that I think I will really use and that I really need. And I will say that at the Renaissance Fair, I kind of splurged a little bit because there were so many cool vendors and it felt good to support them. And I kind of allowed myself a little leeway in buying some things for myself that I thought were practical and useful, but things that I also found beautiful and that brought me pleasure and that I thought things that just made me happy. And you'll kind of see as we go along. And sometimes that's hard for me. Sometimes that's hard to give myself permission to, purchase things that I enjoy or to do nice things for myself in that way. And so, it's important not to be extravagant all the time and to stay within our means and our budgets, but it just felt really good to me to allow myself a little bit of splurge, a little bit of frivolity with some beautiful things. And this is actually, for this stage of my life, quite a practical purchase, so I'll stop making excuses about it and just be happy that I got it. You'll see the last item in this haul is something that I bought for myself purely for beauty and because I loved it, and, well, some practical purposes too. Okay, stop hedging, Devan. Just show the things. Just show the items. Just do the haul. So this is my beautiful parasol. So let me see if I can open this for you in some way. Let's see how this looks on the camera. The gentleman that I bought the parasol from gave me a whole lesson about how to open it, to take kind of like an en garde stance and then twirl it a little bit. I don't know how this is going to work with the microphone being nearby. I might not be able to do this fully, but let's see. Can I do this just enough for you to see it? Let's see, how close can I get to the camera? Okay, I think that's pretty good. Ooh, I think I can twirl it a little bit. Have no idea how this is going to look, but let me know. I'm not opening it fully and I'm not wanting to knock over my light, but you can see that it is a beautiful purple color, and then it has some white and yellow blossoms on it. and some butterflies, and it did do a very good job of shading me and protecting me from the sun as I was, there we go, maybe I can expand it a little bit more, as I was walking around at the fair, and I felt very pretty with it. I did indeed. I felt quite feminine and pretty with my parasol, and I am happy to have it. I've already used it a couple times since then when I am going out and doing things in the sun, and I think it will be nice to have as something to help me be more comfortable in sunny weather. And I also, there were many, let me see if I can close this. Boop, boop, boop. There were many designs of parasols, and I didn't let myself deliberate too much in choosing one. That's something else that I do sometimes if I am allowing myself to have a little something special for myself. Then I'll debate about, oh, which one do I choose, and am I choosing the right one or the best one? And in this case, I was just immediately drawn to this beautiful purple color, and so I chose it and did not second guess it, and I was proud of myself with that too. So this is my first item from the Renn Fair, my purple parasol, which I think is actually quite a practical purchase. So let me know if you ever use a parasol or an umbrella or anything like that, and let me know what your strategies are for keeping cool in sunny weather if you are a person who runs hot. I never thought I would be a person who would take cold showers, but this summer I was taking cold showers and doing cold rinses at the end of my showers to turn down the heat a little bit for myself. So something new that I am adapting to. And speaking of fire and heat, speaking of fire, one of the coolest things we saw at the Renaissance Fair was a woman who was a fire artist. She danced with fire and did fire eating and fire breathing, and it was so cool. She had these sort of, I don't know what you would call them, she called one of them fire fans. It was like a fan of iron, of metal that had little, I don't know, sort of like wicks, round things on the ends that she caught on fire, and then she danced with them, so it was like a fan. She also had a hula hoop that had different places all around the circle of the hula hoop that she made a flame and then did the hula hoop and did a dance with them. She lay on a bed of nails while someone stood on top of her from the audience. She did a lot of really cool things. We watched 2 of her shows, and she was a really cool person. We talked to her afterwards, and I realized I do not think I would be able to play with fire in that way, even if I knew how to do it, because I would get too hot. But she was a really cool entertainer, a really hot entertainer, a really warm entertainer, and that was a really neat show and entertainment. That was probably my favorite entertainment that we saw at the fair. Okay, I will put down my parasol for now, and maybe I will think of other ways to use this in videos. I do think everything that I'm going to show you today could possibly be used in a future video. So let me know if you like the sound of this. I don't even really know how it sounds on the mic since I don't have my headphones in. Hopefully that's not too harsh of a sound. Do a little more rustling with the parasol. Okay, so that's the parasol. That is item 1. Item 2 that I bought, I'm excited about this, is a new mug. And I don't have anything in this mug right now. It is empty, so that we can do the full range. Oh, I'm proud of myself that I could do that and didn't hit the mic, so that we could do the full range of tapping sounds with this mug and see how it sounds. My friend Amanda, who was with me at the Renn Fair, shout out to you, Amanda, recommended this particular vendor who is a potter that Amanda had bought things from before on previous visits to the Renn Fair. And so we checked out her booth, and she had so many beautiful things, and I just fell in love with this mug. As you know, I have taken some pottery classes myself over the last couple of years, and I have made some beautiful mugs that I love, but I really, really wanted an extra large mug. I wanted a mug that I could make just a ginormous cup of tea in this winter. And so this fits the bill, and I don't know how well you can see it in this light, but it's a beautiful purpley, pinky blue color. There's a lot of different facets to the color. It kind of looks different in different lights. And it's just really beautiful. And it was very reasonably priced, I thought. Everything I bought at the Renn Fair, actually, I felt was very reasonably priced. I kind of expected the prices of things to be really jacked up in that kind of a setting, but that was not really the case. So I was glad to be able to support people. So you will definitely see this mug, I'm sure, in future videos. The next time I do a tea and chat video, a tea and heartfelt chat, listening to it myself, this will probably be my tea mug. And so I'm sure you'll see it around. But this made me really happy. And you know, the vendors were all really nice. Like, I purchased this and then they just held it for me, and I came back and picked it up at the end of the day, so I didn't have to carry something breakable around with me all day. It was a really, really nice, I will tell you, because you know I'm in New England, it was the Connecticut Renaissance Fair that we went to. That's its official name, and it was lovely. It was a good long drive for us to get there, but it was a nice day and a nice drive, mostly on back roads and things, and we enjoyed it very much. Okay, so that is my mug. That is a pretty heavy, hefty mug. And the person who made this, her name is Erica, and her brand, her shop is called Nutmeg Empire. And I thought that was pretty cool. She's on Instagram at Nutmeg Empire. I'm not really on Instagram anymore, but if you want to check her out. Nutmeg Empire, Nutmeg Empire. She had these really beautiful mugs that were made with birch bark that looked like a birch tree. They were really beautiful, but they didn't have handles and they were quite small. So I wanted this giant mug instead. So this is my second of 4 items that I will be showing you. Okay, try to put this down quietly. So my third item is something I got to go along with my tea mug. I got a new tea, which I'm excited about. So I actually brought the little card because I love tapping on postcards. Tapping on postcards is just one of my favorite triggers. Oh, I think that's such a good sound. And this tea maker is called Steepy Hollow. I think I've been looking at this all this time and thinking it was Sleepy Hollow, and I'm just realizing that it is Steepy Hollow, like a tea pun. It's a tea pun, Steepy Hollow. So it is Steepy Hollow Teas and More. And you can see their image here is of the Headless Horseman, but the Headless Horseman is holding up a teapot. So very cute and very Halloweenish. And this on the back has a guide to steeping times for various types of tea. So I'm actually going to keep this card because I feel like that might come in useful for white tea, green tea, yellow tea, oolong tea, black tea, dark tea, and herbal tea. What temperature to use and how long to steep it for. And I just really thought this was a cool image for their brand of teas. So they had quite a few teas, and they had them in little containers so you could smell them, which was really fun. I could have gone bonkers with tea, but I do still have quite a full tea cupboard right now of teas that I have made and dried from my own herbs, and ones that I am working through that I have purchased in the past, so I didn't want to add too much to that. So I just got one tea, and I'm super excited about it. So I actually haven't opened up this bag of tea yet, because I thought it would be fun to be able to shake it around and play with it for you. Everything is pristine and unused. I haven't even used my mug yet. I'll probably break it in tomorrow. And I wanted to give you some shaky, shaky tea sounds, shaky, shaky loose tea sounds. And you all know that I pretty much have to stick to decaf tea because caffeine is not really my friend. It's not really a friend of my nervous system. So I mostly drink herbal teas, but I've been experimenting lately with drinking some decaf black tea because I really miss my black tea. I really like a cup of milky black tea. That's something I really used to enjoy. And with black tea, sometimes the caffeine would bother me, and then sometimes the tea itself would kind of bother my stomach. So that's something for a lot of people. The tannins in tea can sometimes cause digestive issues. But my stomach and my digestion has been doing so much better lately, kind of across the board, that I felt like it was safe to experiment with it. And I have been drinking some decaf Darjeeling tea that my mom gave me, which is a black tea, and that's been going pretty well. I haven't had any adverse effects from that. So when I saw this tea at the Renn Fair, I decided that I wanted to give it a try. It is called Hazy Morning, and it is a decaf black tea, and its ingredients include decaf Ceylon tea, I believe that's how you pronounce that, black Ceylon tea, cinnamon, cacao nibs, orange, hazelnut, marigold flowers, and cream. Natural cream flavors. So to me, the combination of cinnamon and orange and cacao and hazelnut and marigold and then also creamy, that just sounds pretty spectacular to me. And it smelled wonderful. Smelling the sample of it, it was awesome. So it did smell just very comforting and sweet and warming, and I just thought it would be nice for a chilly morning at some point. So this was made in Wallingford, Connecticut by Steepy Hollow Teas. So maybe next time I do a tea time video, I'll have a cup of this so I can give you a review of it at that time. Okay. So those were my first 3 items. Now this last item, friends, that I bought, I have to admit, I feel a little not nervous showing it to you. I love it and it's so beautiful and I'm so happy with it, but it's something, I don't know, you might not expect from me. So let me tell you the story. We were walking through the Renaissance Fair. This was at the end of the day. We were almost finished for the day. And we were walking by, I think we were actually going over to where they had some goats and a petting zoo. We were going to go see the goats. And we walked by this booth where a woman had all of these beautiful clothing items. and all of these beautiful corsets. And I saw a corset on a mannequin, and I just fell in love with it because I thought it was so beautiful. And spoiler alert, I ended up buying a corset. So I thought about wearing the corset for this video, and I probably will wear it at some point in a future video so that you can see it in that way, but I wanted to tap on it and do fabric sounds with it. So I just have it here, and it's a little bit awkward to hold when it's not on someone, but we'll do our best here. We'll do our best. So this is my cool new corset, and as you can see, it is this beautiful blue color, and it has a pattern of stars on it. And I saw this on the mannequin, and I just thought it was so beautiful. And that doesn't happen a lot for me. I'm not the type of person that, like, you know, sees something in a store window or like sees an item of clothing and is like, whoa, like, I love that. That's so beautiful. I would love to have that. And this kind of had that effect on me. I mean, of course, all day I'd been seeing people in really beautiful costumes and things. And so I think I was just kind of in that mode. So I went up to it and I kind of started looking at it. And of course, the woman who was at that tent was very kind and a good salesperson. She said, "Oh, well, would you like to try one on?" And I thought, I'm at the Renn Fair. Why not? Let's do it. I initially did not have the intention of buying it. This again was a good salesperson, I think. But so she helped me find one that was the right size for me. And she obviously was very good at doing this because she just looked at me and said, "Okay, I think this is the right size for you," because I would not have known how to size them. So she found this one in the pattern and design that I was interested in, and it has this metal boning in it, and the fabric is just so silky and nice, so I thought this would make some good fabric sounds and tapping on the boning of this. And so she helped me put it on. We just put it on, you know, right over this dress that I have on. And I mean, that's a thing, you know, with corsets, is that they, you know, are often can be worn over, you know, under dresses, over an underdress, you know, so you have an underdress that you wear the corset over. And so she tried this on me, helped me to get it on over my dress. And I will show you the back. The beautiful lacing of it, the beautiful blue ribbons, and she helped get me all laced up into it. And the part of this, what I really wanted to share with you about this and why I wanted to share it with you, is that the second she got it on me and we got it adjusted, I mean, first of all, I felt really beautiful, and my friends were all there, like, you know, watching her do it and, like, you know, cheering for me as I was getting fitted for this. But as soon as I put it on, I obviously felt very supported, you know, in my chest and in my back. I felt very supported and my posture felt very strong. But I also immediately felt very grounded and very relaxed. And I was like, wow, this is like a nice hug. This helps me feel secure. And since purchasing this corset, I have done some research, and wearing corsets for anxiety is apparently a whole thing. Like, in the same way that people use weighted blankets or use other forms of compression to help feel secure and help ward off anxiety and panic attacks, that is something that some people wear a corset in order to do that. So I, you know, am not switching over to wearing a corset full time all the time. That's not really very practical. But it is something that I am experimenting with wearing for a few hours a day, or wearing it, you know, for shorter periods of time, wearing it when I can, to see how that helps. And so far, I do feel like it has had a positive effect on my emotional health and my feelings of security. And also, I just feel really pretty and really feminine and really supported when I am wearing it. So, like I said, I have to admit, let me see if I can show you. I mean, that's just a nice sound, right? That nice, smooth fabric, silky, rustling sound. I'll admit that, I felt a little bit nervous about showing you this because, gosh, I have such puritanical roots, friends. I really do. I have puritanical roots. And there was a part of me that's like, oh, is that scandalous that Devan bought a corset? And, are my viewers going to think like, oh, that's risque that Devan has a corset? Which is so silly. Isn't that silly? That's so silly. I'm not, it's not like this is changing anything about who I am. And even if there are stereotypes maybe or connotations around certain types of garments, that doesn't mean they have to be true. And it's okay for me to have a little bit of that side to me, right? It's okay to have a little bit of a side that wants to be beautiful and alluring and feel confident and feminine. Let me see if I can fold this in such a way so that I can show you, I'll just show you the whole thing of what it looks like. So this is the whole thing. So this is the back of it, and it's got this little panel that goes across the back, and so this is the whole thing. And then it wraps around, like I said, very awkward, very awkward. But this one, there were different styles of them. Some went straight across. This one has this little kind of more sweetheart. See if I can just kind of hold it against myself here. Pardon that, my awkwardness. But this sort of sweetheart style across the top. So it's got that like heart-shaped across the top, which is really beautiful. And then it's got these cool metal hooks. Okay, I'm going to actually move my microphone over here. I'm going to be bold so that I can really hold this up and show it to you. Let's just do this. Let's just do this so that you can see the metal hooks on this side that then hook into across the little, I don't know any of the words for these, the little pins on this side, the sort of like hook and eyelet, so that they hook into each other. And of course, you have to get it all laced up properly, and Justin is getting some training on helping me to get in and out of it. It is the case, I have learned, that if you have it fitted properly, that I should be able to get in and out of it without undoing all the laces and everything like that. You don't need to have it so tight that you have to undo the laces every time. And I'm not doing this for like waist training or trying to make myself skinnier or anything like that. I'm doing it to comfort myself, not to torture myself, and to help myself feel pretty. So anyway, friends, this is kind of awkward to show you. There are all the ribbons. They're quite pretty. And I will tap a little bit more on this for you, because I think it makes a cool sound. Okay, so, there's one more thing actually I wanted to show you about this. Maybe I'll move my mic back over. This is the tag that came with the corset. It's by a brand called Corset Story. And this was another item I will also tell you. It's very high quality. It's very well made. It was not as expensive as I had thought it would be when I first looked at it. It was, kind of an investment piece for me. But I think that was worth doing, and Justin was very supportive of me purchasing it because he knew it made me very happy, and he of course thought I looked very nice in it. And for the whole support
posture and anti-anxiety benefits, we both agreed that it was a good purchase. And the tag that came with it, it came with this little, it's like a little sample of the metal boning that is in it. So it's in this little plastic thing, and so it shows you the flexibility of it. And I will probably keep this because I thought that this might make a good little trigger item. For right now, I'm going to leave it in the plastic. You know me, whenever I have some weird little doodad that isn't really something I want to throw away, I always turn it into an ASMR trigger, an ASMR prop. So I think that this little plastic sleeve and the tag can have a place in my trigger box. So, these were my Renn Fair items, my Renaissance Fair haul, and it was really fun for our group of friends that went. We had a small friend with us, a 1-year-old friend who was dressed as a dragon, and that was very fun. We had varying degrees of costume among us, and another one of my friends that was with us also, actually 2 of the friends that were with us also were able to buy some custom clothing pieces that made them really happy and that they enjoyed. And we all sort of got to have the things that we liked. One of our friends got the giant lemonade that she likes to drink at the fair. And we had fudge that was really delicious, some really delicious fudge. And there were these pickles in a giant barrel. So we got to try the pickles in a giant barrel. You know, not really as good as our homemade pickles, honestly, but it was a fun novelty to see the giant pickles in the barrel. So there were a lot of fun things that we tried and checked out, and a lot of fun things to see and enjoy. And of course, all the people, there was a whole troupe of players that were in costume and kind of playing out little dramas throughout the day on the grounds. And when you left at the end of the day, they had all the players were like lined up along the walkway and like waved to you when you were leaving. So it made you feel, you know, I mean, that was their way of like making sure that you got out of there on time, but it also made you feel very, very special. And we talked to some really cool artists who had their art for sale, and just everybody that we met and we talked to was really, really kind, and was a really good atmosphere there. It was very family friendly, and it was just a really good time. So we enjoyed ourselves, and I felt like it was the beginning of the fall festival season for us. We have 2 other fall festivals that are local to us that we always go to in October, and this kind of gave us a little head start on that kind of festival feeling. So that was fun. So I hope you enjoyed this little haul and show and tell with me. I will come up with a way to wear this in a video so you can see it. I might actually just wear it over this dress because they do go well together. It does work well. Maybe I could be like a woodland fairy or a hobbit. Someone told me once that they would like me to do a role play as like a hobbit welcoming you to tea or something like that. I can come up with some sort of ye old-timey reason to wear this. And just thanks as always for letting me share things with you. I have to say that one of the reasons I value this channel so much is because this is a place where I can come and be weird. This is a place where I can come and share the things that, you know, I think might be a little weird. Like, hey, I went to the Renn Fair and bought a corset and a parasol, and, you know, I don't know. I think that's cool, but I don't know. I'm just realizing, friends, that I do have a lot of self-consciousness sometimes. still about what I think other people think of me, and if people in my life think things are weird. I have a lot of supportive people in my life who support me in all the things I do, weird or not. But I'm just really trying to let go of worrying about that kind of stuff and really doing things that bring me joy. And in the last video that I recorded, my self-love pep talk, I was talking about self-care, and like, this is kind of an interesting version of self-care, like allowing myself to have something nice that makes me happy, even if it's something that, I don't know, might seem frivolous or odd to other people. Like, once in a while it's okay to do something like that for yourself. So I would encourage you to do that too, in whatever way your means allow, and whatever that might be for you. I'm not saying go out and buy a corset. I'm not suddenly becoming a corset advocate, because like with anything, different people have different needs and different people's bodies have different needs, and I will be proceeding with care and caution as I wear this to make sure that I am taking care of my back and my body and all of that good stuff. But it just really made me happy to share this with you and show it to you, because I was excited. So thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if you have gone to any fall festivals. Let me know if you're a Renn Fair fan. I really was very into it, and now want to definitely go back next year and want to try to see if there are other fairs in my area that I could check out, because it definitely, I've got the bug now, I think, to want to go back and to do this more regularly. So anything you would like to share with me, I would love to hear it. So take good care of yourself, stay cozy, enjoy this fall season, rest well, and I will see you again soon. Taking you out with a nice corset tap here.